which is fine in my eyes. You've also got this winning mid matchup, and I feel like they've just gone a little bit too flex heavy for their own good on Tundra's side.
Yeah, and that was the thing I was a little bit concerned about in the draft is you go down a lineup that, sure, it's really nice to have all these flex heroes, but then it can get to the last pick and you don't know where to put everyone. All of a sudden you get a position for Dragonite, which there has been one team in particular, which is Outsiders, that have actually had some success with the position for Dragonite on Yarmich, but we'll see how Sarks is able to pull it out of the hat. But Tundra...
At Riyadh, Tiger was playing it as well for OG, and they had some good success with that. They would draft a Viper DK and then flex it depending on what would actually be a decent enough lane. If it was a lane that was going to crush a Viper, they just make the DK the POS 3 and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Would it be any different of a build? Just like blink into Agshard, nothing crazy?
On the DK?
Yeah, on the DK4.
I don't think you can Agshard. I think that's a little bit too greedy. I think you just need to itemize for, you know, like you said, things like that Blink Dagger there.
But what after the blink?
Probably the BKB, to be honest. Like, just to be able to stand your ground and be a little bit more tanky. I mean, you're up against a Pugner, Batrider, Tiny, right? Mm-hmm. You need to be able to have that sustain. They weren't able to find this Observer Ward. One other thing I want to point out is, actually, we might just wait for the very start of the game because we're seeing a lot of invasions happen, as Gojira loves to do. Just trying to get a bit of information here. Nicely done by Saksa.
Toss back. Oh, they're all here all of a sudden on Beast Coast. Oh, Gojira, not like this. My guy.
Nicely done.
You just mentioned he likes to get aggressive early, toss back into the body blocks. All of Beast Coast surround Saksa on the Dragonite, and that's first blood now picked up for Whisper.
Now, what is 33 doing here? He's walking around, TPing top. Okay. Maybe just feeling like this lane is really not going to go too well. What is happening?
They last picked the Visage, right? So you want the Visage going to the Troll, and you want the Lifestealer into the Batrider. So as soon as they saw the Troll TP top, 33 was able to follow and TP as well.
Sorry, Gojira was nearly able to toss back 33 again, which would have been pretty horrendous if they were able to get that one off. But yeah, no, this is the more suitable lane matchup. Still haven't been able to get rid of that Observer Ward, so Whisper was the first one to know about all this. There we go, they finally do remove the Observer, but that means Zeus is out of mana, at least until he walks back towards this lane, and you'll see, he'll just start to build up a bunch of these stick charges and make his life, or rather the Lifestealer's life, a lot more comfortable.
It's kind of big that 33 lost his core. He's not going to have a salve for a little bit of time. If they're able to put some pressure on with this tri-lane, you know, Gojira, if he can cut through the trees and get the toss back, then 33 could be in a bit of a scary position. You see instantly...
Keeping this tri-lane going.
Yeah, toss, not onto the Troll instead, but still K1. Should be able to get a decent amount of damage into the Visage.
Found the Pugner a little bit on Saksa. Again, he's doing a decent job at trying to disrupt this, and the important thing is 33 is going to be able to get this solo experience, so... It's nice for him to just be able to sit back here, get up onto that level 3 if he can. Saksa's levels don't matter right now. Right now he's just that body, blocking, trying to slow down the Tiny as he makes his way towards to be able to disrupt.
Take a look at some of the other lanes real quick. Got mid C Smile, up against 9. A pretty good start for the Puck at the moment. Of course, this lane's going to get a little bit more difficult once C Smile is able to find more points in the Slight, and of course the Blight into the Orb Corrosion.
9 even just using that Water Rune to assist with getting some of those free last hits inside the small camp. Going to build up that lane, which of course, again, is just going to get harder and harder as soon as you get to your
Snake King's actually going to rotate. With the Soul Assumption damage from 33, they're able to secure a pretty big kill onto Gojira. Of course, it is traded though with K1. Able to provide that damage thanks to the Whirling Axis, so it's a 1-for-1, but rotation coming out from Tundra, and, well, it looks like they want to battle up top with the tri-lane.
I guess also feeling that Skeeter's going to be fine enough down here. I mean, he's got the Rage against the Batrider. You've got right-click advantage as well, but, I mean, he doesn't have a ton of that regen available. Of course, the stick helps, but I don't know. Feels like a little bit of an odd decision to just completely leave him on an island. Again, this is your win condition, and right now he's sitting towards the bottom of the last hits.
Oh, Snake King. Oh, I don't know how he jumped out of the avalanche, but the snaking. What's this guy with the jukes? They'll finally find him in the tree line. Stinger as well is going to be a bit cautious. His soul assumption is going to come back up in a couple of seconds. 33 trying to find him, but Stinger repositions in the trees, and now K1's going to push the Visage back. Gojira's got the toss to work with. He needs to close the distance, finds the toss back, and now 33 is going to end up... Oh, he gets the kill, but he will still die nonetheless.
I mean, the thing is with this, K1 has actually been farming a lot of this time. The creep wave hasn't been pushing underneath the tower all that much, so he's going to be able to still continue to secure the farm, but he's 2-0-2 right now, so sitting very healthy on that XP front. Don't know if you're in a position to toss back on Gojira just yet. He's got the second point into it, so might right into the middle of the creep wave.
C-Smile might be in a bit of... Oh, okay. He's going to miss out on the orb. Go for the rune instead.
So much action.
Yeah. Poor Sarkson, man. He's just trying to pull them out of the lane, make as much space as possible. This boots is pretty speedy. K1's got some boots as well to work with.
Oh, the courier! Oh. You would have loved to pick up a freebie there, and well, there's that mid lane that we were talking about. This is what I'm talking about, man. It's just such a really good matchup.
And oh, that's... They TP'd in a support to refill the bottle, and 9 also got a water rune as well, so he was looking pretty decent in regards to the resources. That is a big kill for C-Smile to find, considering he's getting no assistance out of the supports.
Completely agree. It really is the battle up on this top side of, like, which is the better tri-lane ability? Is it the Soul Assumption when there's all this fighting going on? 33 has to be careful about walking too close to Gojira when you've got Stinger and K1 right there. Even the Troll Warlord, right? The axes hit up onto multiple people. You've also got the Nether Ward. Great value unless the enemy team's able to focus it down.
Gojira?
Zero
He's got
armor.
the raindrops to play with. Here. Gonna toss Sarkser out to the left side. With the blast damage, Sarkser's gonna be in a lot of trouble here. He's got some movement speed to work with. A lot of resources being expended though from either side, and Tundra, they want to be farming under the tower. They've got creeps to try and CS, but K1's gonna make sure that's not a possibility. Once again, they'll turn back to Sarkser. A toss closer towards K1's location, but the damage is starting to rack up onto the Troll Wallet. They're not respecting the Soul Assumption from 33, along with Snaking's 2-point in the Lightning Bolt. They'll get the first kill. It's a bit of a killing spree also given over to Snaking, and they will chase down Gojira as well. So Tundra, beautifully done.
Very nice. This has to be the game with the least amount of last hits at this stage of the game of all time, because they're not hitting creeps, they're hitting heroes at this stage, and I would have to say that it's going to suit Tundra from now on. Like, you've hit level 5 on the Visage, of course level 6 is the key timing, and he's going to be able to nearly land up to it with the Sentry Ward, removing the obs there. Yeah, I think that's the priority. Keep Snaking away from that, get 33 up to his level 6. He's even been able to secure it by the time the siege creep is still here in the lane. So if they take another team fight and you're able to win, then you can actually look to push into a tower.
They're going to be quick. They should be able to get the kill into the Pugna. Meanwhile, bottom lane, though, Skeeter's going to be in trouble. Whisper's already used the lasso. Gojira with his rotation as well will further this great start that Whisper's been able to find. And you cannot give Whisper a good start on the bat, right? He will completely take over a game.
C-Smile's low-ish on mana, so I'm not even sure if he can come up to this top side and try and stop the push from happening. Using the familiars right now just to go for kills, it really feels like they might be better served hitting it onto this tower. You've got the siege creep, and yeah, they eventually do turn it around there. Sarkser just throwing his body in the way, and here comes Whisper.
He got big issues with wherever the Batrider is. He's had an incredible lane, just free farming over the Lifestealer. There's 1,000 net worth difference. Just goes to show how incredibly talented Whisper is as a player, and also just how comfortable he is on that hero in 1v1 matchups. And Sarkser, he will be chased down. 3 heroes from Beast Coast surrounding the Dragon Knight. Oh, he's got some stick charges. Coil's gonna hold them back. Sarkser, no, wait. Look at the sustain coming up for the Dragon's Blood. One more right click. They'll finally get him. Stinger will trade his life for that kill, however. They get the DD.
Oh, see, Smile. Well, that's pretty good, actually. He doesn't have mana.
Gojira's going to be nearby as well to hold them back with the Avalanche. In fact, they're going to look to turn it around. As Nine didn't want to jaunt on forward, but was hesitant about continuing the chase onto C-Smile.
Just the baits this game, it's constant. Just like, oh, we could get this killed, never mind, there's 2 opponents there just ready to try and smash our face in. Oh, non-stop action. I mean, these are 2 teams that feel desperate to be able to eke out a win with some kind of clever strategy or feeling like they could just lean on their mechanics a little bit. It's a bit messy, though, I have to say. If they could get this kill onto Whisper, though, it would be huge.
Sox is going to lead. They'll have the chain control coming out afterwards with the familiars. So an easy kill onto Whisper. Meanwhile, bottom lane, though, Skeeter, he also will go down. He used the rage very prematurely when Gojira was just contesting the hard stack. So as soon as the rest of the team were able to step in, they knew the rage was on cooldown and they could capitalize on that.
It is that case of give and take, though, right? Because you get a kill onto the Batrider, who was having a phenomenal game up to that state, and you do get a tower as well out of it. So I think it's generally okay. They're going to give a little bit more of this farm and experience over to snaking as well. Of course, Zeus, one of those heroes that doesn't need too much to be able to have a high amount of impact, even from that position 5 role. Like, no points in the Arc Lightning, you just get the Lightning Bolt, become a de-warding bot, and of course your ultimate's still very effective.
Do we feel like the action's going to continue over maybe the next 5 minutes or so? Or is there going to be a little bit more of a slower pace kind of early game because of all the action we've seen so far and people need their items and their levels?
I would be very surprised if Tundra don't look to play at this 10-minute around some kind of tower.
Mid lane, 9? Coil's going to be out, 33. Will not be able to connect with that, so just a defensive coil so 9 can get back to the high ground.
I believe he actually on 9 purchased up the plate mail first as his component towards the Witchblade, so I like that a lot. You know, he's already using his spells to be able to secure a lot of these last hits. He's got a decent amount of power runes for himself as well as bottle refills, but it was just important for him to be able to withstand the pressure coming through from C-Smile, and with that, he's actually recovered his lane. He's overtaken him on net worth.
Oh, wow. Very impressive. You also take a look at beastcoast and their carry on Hector, on Mr. K1. Javelin completed, and almost the Maelstrom completed as well. Snaking has the Thunder Gods. Stinger's going to TP in, make sure he can keep K1 relatively healthy.
I love Medic Pugner. It's one of my favorite things. You just get the tranquils, you decrep yourself, and then...
What? Sorry?
You heard me.
Can you do it again?
I cannot. It was a one-time offer. Bot side, you do have the tower pushing in, and you've got that DK level 6, so they're going to need to respond to this. Even though it's only a position 4, you can't just sit back on your laurels and look to farm away. Sucks at not even wanting to commit the full body, just keeping that damage over time, ticking onto the tower. Trying to force away Gojira a bit here. Got the TP coming through. Thunder God's still available to be able to potentially scout this one out, but Whisper just ends up showing in the lane. But there's that drums that we were talking about, right? They are primed to be able to run at you. The thing is, they don't really have anyone else that truly takes advantage of it, right? You've got the Tiny, of course, but still going to be a little bit until he gets to his Blink Dagger. The extra movement speed is nice. Maybe if he had the Tumbler's Toy, it would have been phenomenal. In fact, the one lucking out on that was Saxa on his DK, just to provide a little bit of that extra unexpected catch.
Does feel like both sides are looking to fight.
Yeah, and 9 might be acting as bait right now. He's the one that's not smoked in this mid lane. They want to go on him a little bit, but sucks. I was thinking he might try and play behind him, get that surprise catch, but he's just going to go back towards bot. It's really about opening up the map more and more so that Skeeter has safer places to be able to farm, because he doesn't feel safe against this Troll Warlord or the Batrider.
Yeah, Midas completed. Working on the armlet next, although bottom lane Soxy, he's going to be in some trouble. Poker is over the trees, and okay. And now Tundra, they actually want to take the fight. 9 and snaking down the bottom. They're going to need more numbers, I believe, to get the kills. See if 33 wants to join them as well, though this Visage can put a lot of damage onto the tower if they don't respect the hero. Nine's going to be able to double damage rune. The Ember Spirit's going to be cautious, but meanwhile, Whisper enters the fight with the last, so the chain control to 9 should be enough. They'll kill off the puck, and Asaxa as well. He'll be chased down with ease. Look at the damage that Whisper's pumping out.
Very, very nicely done. I really want to see a replay of that fight if we've got the opportunity to, because that is MVP Gojira coming through there. They had a good amount of damage coming through onto the back lines, but the thing that really prevented them from getting anything out of that engagement was the Avatos combination onto Snake King and his Zeus. He was charging up the Thunder God's Wrath, would have killed the Ember Spirit, but instead, they just get nothing.
I guess Tundra, at least across the map though, like I was mentioning before the start of the fight, like if you don't address 33, he will take your towers, and T1 mid's going to end up going down. Saxer is going to try and close the distance onto K1, but a little bit too slow, unfortunately.
Looks like he is ending up going towards the Aghanim Shard just so that he can enable a little bit of his own scaling on Saxer. I mean, I don't hate it, but you've already got a Lifestealer that's going to be soaking up a good amount of the farm. Puck's going to be pushing out lanes, so I guess it means you could go into the jungle. No one else really loves to do that on Tundra right now. Skeeter's capable, but certainly not the Visage.
They're considering about going on Whisper bottom, but they've got to be really quick with the move because Beast Coast, they're smoking down. If Whisper can stay alive long enough, the Thunder Gods should give them the information they're moving down to protect the Bat Rider, but it doesn't matter. Tundra, they've stuck around too long. You'll get the Bat kill. Nine's in the tree line. They should be able to catch him out, though. A Remnant with the blast. He smiles out of mana. No way. No way. Oh, my lord. Okay.
They're trying to refill his mana with Stinger, but just not going to be able to land it. Might toss out one more Sleight of Fist into the trees. Not so lucky. He's already out of there.
That is a gigantic kill. Whisper was off to an incredible start. Second in net worth. We were speaking about 9. He had a pretty good time in the lane. Was actually higher in net worth than the Ember Spirit, but off the back of those previous rotations, bottom has really struggled to keep up.
Has he just been dying back to back? I swear he was closer towards his Blink Dagger than he was right now.
Do you want to continue fighting down bottom? Whisper is ready to rock and roll here. Same with C Smile. Slide and chains at the ready. They don't have TPs to move down bottom, so they're going to look to target 33 first, and plenty of damage over time to deal with the Gravekeeper's Cloak. The rest of Tundra, the duo supports, will be able to get back to the safety of the tower, so it's just the position 3 that goes down.
They're just not quite ready to go yet on Tundra. They're doing as much as they can to be able to stall out this game, allow Skeeter to get his real items that are going to influence these team fights, but he needs the phase boots in addition to the armlet that he's just picked up. He's going to get kited around too much if he doesn't have it. He doesn't want to pop the rage preemptively if he gets decrypt, for example. And it's just going to mean that you've got these...
Coil's going to be out on the Ember. They've got 33's Familiars as well for the chain control after the coil expires, and they won't even need it as 9 gets the damage coming out of the Waning Rift. Another big kill for Tundra.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like Saxer wants to go into the Blink Dagger now first, before that Ag Shard, considering he's having a reasonable game. Like, obviously 0, 5, and 7, but that's been his role so far, right? Put his body in the way, make sure that the Visage isn't dying so much, make sure that the puck isn't quite so vulnerable. So it's going to give them an extra layer of initiation, and it's going to be around the same time that of what I was talking about before, right? Skeeter having those phase boots, in addition to a puck and a DK Blink Dagger, it's a lot to have to deal with.
It's just going to be a scary timing coming up shortly. Beast Coast with a couple of components required for these BKBs. They're going to have triple BKBs, and more than likely we're going to see Beast Coast look to make a play around mid, take a team fight, take that T1 tower, and they can definitely consider Roshan afterwards. Snaking
once again, sentries.
Oh, he's already used the jump. And 9, he's not going to consider about entering the fight. So a kill onto a support. Snaking's doing a really good job, though, to deal with across the map. Beast Coast are currently playing with no vision.
He's the Sentry Ward, though. He's a Zeus, man. That should be the 50 gold that you've got to be able to go towards your 4-star. Very important item when you're going up against, a Troll Warlord that needs to be kited, escape from a Bat Rider.
Oh, early coil from 9.
Where's the damage coming from here?
No coil now.
No Wraith Pact either. Extra 100 gold. Easy clap.
And they're going to see the Zeus TPing in, so got a lot of information to work with here on Beast Coast. They're probably going to stick around. Again, the BKBs have just been completed. First time we're going to see Skeeter.
Yeah.
I mean, this is huge. This is a blink reveal. Zaxxon's going to look to jump in. If they can take Whisper out of the equation, the life drain keeping Whisper healthy along with the BKB. Beautiful defensive plays coming out from Beast Coast. They'll retreat away from the area. So they keep Batrider alive, but...
Everything.
It's still pretty big, though. Like, Tundra, they defend their T1 tower. That is a BKB expended from Whisper where they get nothing out of it. It was a bit of a timing key for Beast Coast.
Look at them diamonds at the top. I see 0 available on Tundra, and I see all of them available on Beast Coast right now. They have the potential to go and contest this Roshan. The only thing stopping them is not knowing that it's happening.
Great read. Look at the lanes. You got mid pushed out. You got top pushed out. I think they were starting to ping. Maybe that was Radiant's ping. Oh, sorry, Dire's ping instead. But Tundra have done a really good job to shove the lanes instantly after that fight and get an objective as well. Oh, and I love this build from Skeeter. He's going Halberd next as well. An incredible item with the lifesteal, of course, to help out with the amplification for his sustain, but also against the troll, just to be able to continue to kite him throughout these fights.
Going to be very important. That's always the name of a game with a troll warlord, right? Movement, movement, movement. And, well, you've got a little bit with the Zeus already, with a Heavenly Jump, of course, Puck, plenty, Blink Daggers on the DK as well. Going into drums of their own on 33. So just all this stuff that's going to be able to counter the enemy's position 1.
We've got a pretty good ward on the backline to play with here. Rogero's going to be able to get the jump. A combo 1-2. They'll target down 33. He's able to get the Gravekeeper's cloak off, though, on 33, so he should be protected for the moment. And now Tundra, they're going to look to enter the fight with the AoE damage to have it secured, and it kills you with the BKB protecting Beast Coast. They can turn it back around. 33's gone. They get the combo once again from Gojira, wrapping around on the backline. So they deal with the first life. They're going to be happy with that as Beast Coast. What a skirmish.
It's all on the back of Gojira, man. He is playing so well so far. Nice kill getting on the backlines there by 9. They don't have the lasso available, but 9's running a little bit low on mana. He's got that 20 stick charges available. Look at the Gojira again, man. He TP'd towards the tier 2 tower because that was the way that he was being bullied towards by Whisper. Like, the coordination coming through from Beast Coast is just on point.
I see kind of the damage issues that are really there for Tundra when these BKBs get activated.
That did show the strength, though, at the very beginning. It took a little bit longer than I'm sure Beast Coast were expecting to be able to take out 33. Like, he used the Stone Form as with the Aghanim Shard. He had the Lifestealer there for the Infest Bomb. So it's a lot to have to go through, but they just have this overwhelming amount of damage.
See how they're able to set themselves up. They've got to be cautious top lane as Gojira once again. I mean, this guy is everywhere. Been a part of 15 kills, soon to be a 16th as well, but the tree, that's enough to secure. Saxa? I was going to say Gojira. He's got the Infest. They're going to need more heroes here if they want to defend the tower. They're going to try and target down Stinger. An easy pick off for them. And are they going to stick around, though? Visage is starting to path his way top along with 9. Saxa might be able to get some distance thanks to the Dragon Tail, and the rest of Tundra have now connected to top, so Whisper and BKB looking to fly into the tree line. It's actually going to go for the lasso TP out. The damage, it is there. They get the kill, lasso expended as well, so an ultimate on cooldown now that Tundra could look to capitalize on. And look at this, an instant smoke. They've got a great ward to play with on the triangle.
And they've got Saxa leading the
way.
way.
CK1, a blink forward. C-Smile's going to be nearby, but the rest of Tundra again veering their attention, joining in forces hand by hand. They'll go to K1, but he has the BKB to be able to TP out. C-Smile also popped his own BKB, so that will enable him to escape.
I want to see how quickly Skeeter queues up a basher now. After that, I'm sure he's getting a little bit tired of this.
There we go.
The BKB TPs away. Yeah, immediately. I mean, it's very effective. Plus, I think after that, you don't necessarily need to go into the Abyssal, although it wouldn't be too bad, right? All that Troll Warlord damage coming through, just to have that Vanguard to be able to reduce a little bit of it. But like I was saying before, the Nullifier does feel like a great item too.
He's getting really farmed. This Midas being able to keep up. Look at this Tundra again.
And they've got a fresh drums too.
Again, this ward at sees K1. BKB still on cooldown. An easy pick off another Thunder Gods. Scouts out the rest of Beast Coast positioning. A perfect maneuver coming out from Tundra.
This is the Tundra I was expecting to
Yes,
see. You know, they're just all on the same page. They have a little bit of that draft flexibility that you weren't quite expecting, and it goes away from their like, okay, we're going to go our one strat that we've done over and over again. This is a little bit different.
Again, Saxo? Trying to poke and force some reactions. Whisper trying to stack up the sticky napalm. He doesn't have the lasso to play with for the moment, but the BKB will secure the kill, and he's going to look to use the remaining duration to escape.
It's just a pause 4 though, right? Like, does it really matter all that much? I don't think they're going to be hurting on Tundra's side. They're like, all right, well, no BKB to deal with on bat. That means we can just continue to move on forward. Another free kill.
Gojira goes down. What do we...
You didn't need to expend anything for that.
What do we want Tundra to be doing in these team fights in regards to their target prioritization? Is there like one person in particular that just has to be taken out to start?
Depends what their vision's like, right? If the Troll Warlord's on his own, by all means, go onto him. But if it's a team fight scenario, it's more important that you take out the Pugna. We've seen a couple of times now Stinger able to get off that Glimmick Cape, the Decrep, the Life Drain, and even just being able to lay down that Healing Rod, right? It's still a situation where you've got a Soul Assumption, a Zeus, and a Puck, dealing a crap ton of magical damage. So if you could just lay that one down, suddenly you're much more sustainable in a lot of these team fights.
Tundra might consider about defending top. They've got a pretty good ward to play with again. Feels like the entirety of this game, they've had the vision advantage. Of course, this was a big bonus when you have a Zeus to play with. This is a really important...
Though.
Yeah.
They're going to find, not even using the smoke for this. They're feeling confident that Beast Coast has never had an opportunity to go on their side of the map. How quick's the fingers?
Runs straight into the park. He gets the chains. The bonus health coming up from the Infest. It might be enough to keep him alive. The lasso drop down from Whisper. A 1-for-1 to start the fight. But Beast Coast, they're running down the numbers at Tundra. They've got to be cautious, so you need to respect the damage coming up from Skeeter. Meanwhile, Sarktra as well. Controls up K1. He doesn't have an opportunity to pop the battle trance. They'll turn out a Whisper as Tundra, they lose 9 to start the fight. But there's no issues there for the Dire Boys.
And that was without the BKB being popped as well onto... well, it was an inopportune use of the BKB as well. You could tell that he was waiting for that Dream Coil to come, and it just meant that they were able to burst him down afterwards. It was a really nice stun combination, again, that prevents that Battle Trance from having too much effectiveness at all. He's had to go into the Lincoln Sphere, just not wanting to get targeted by a lot of these, like, disarming, disabling spells.
Gojira, jump in. They might be able to get Sarktra as well. Oh my lord, that's a lot of damage coming out from C-Smile. And now Skeeter, you can't chase down the Tiny. The respawn's coming up shortly.
Chain Bash, come on. Yeah, they might be able to get a chance to look at that previous fight as well. With, yeah, just that initiation coming through. It was those targets that I was talking about before, right? You see what the difference is. They're not able to get onto Stinger immediately, and it means that the fight doesn't go too well for them. They get picked off, but as soon as they're able to find the key targets, they immediately change their target prioritization. They're like, okay, who actually needs to die here? It's Stinger. He dies, that leads to K1 dying, and then the whole fight just explodes around it.
We are seeing how difficult it is to kill off 33 in these fights. Like this very early Aghanim Shard, and if you have the Wraith Pack moving around in the fights as well, they're trying to turn towards getting rid of the Visage, but if you can get that Gravekeeper's Cloak active off, and all of a sudden now you put all your attention on trying to kill this hero, and now you're stuck in the middle of the fight.
Too true. Going into the AC next on 33. Just buying the buckler component and the recipe first. Obviously, good amount of value coming through there as Tier 1 tower somehow still up on this top side of the map with all that brawling that was going on.
See if Radiant look to use this cliff ward.
They know it's there, though. Snaking.
Yeah.
Was able to bolt it down.
They see Stinger.
Okay. He's only...
First from show. Big pick off. Gojira's going to enter the river as well. Bye-bye Pugna.
Found the target.
And they'll turn to another easy kill as Tiny is assassinated with this fellow support.
And now you've got the scaling up on Snaking as well. Nimbus with that kill. So you now have to essentially deal with... Like, this is a 5-core draft, you know? Everyone likes to make those memes, but this is the reality of the situation. If you don't roll over them and have a good amount of effectiveness early on, they will scale into you, and they will win the late game.
Now that scaling truly showing in fine fashion, which means Tundra can start to move forward, get a little bit of damage in the tier 2 tower. Skeeter level 22, top of the net worth.
You know exactly what K1 is.
And they're going to chase him down, K1. Lincoln's pop. He's able to get the BKB up, but instant halberd before means that this will only be used to keep his life instead of going on the aggressive front.
That's one of the benefits of playing with the Zeus, right? Such an easy way to be able to pop that Lincoln's without committing anything. The Arc Lightning, long-ish range, doesn't have any cast range items or neutrals just yet, but still just able to do it.
Roche. It's really on both teams' minds here.
It'd be great for Lifestealer, you know, just even more of that sustain in team fights. A lot of people always look at the pure damage that's coming through. Not the pure damage, but the damage that comes through from the open wounds.
Might be in trouble here. Gojira, they'll get the first stun. Oh no, the toss wasn't there. Oh no. 9 gets out, and now the rest of Tundra, they're instantly moving to top. 9 might be able to get the kill. Saxa should be able to connect to breathe fire. Rips him apart. And now beastcoast, they've got to get out. And with the BKB on cooldown, and without the Pugna, there should be Roche for free.
Yeah, they committed the coil just to make sure that that Pugna died. That's how important he was. He was on 40 HP, and they're just like, you know what? He's got to go, because we know that this Roshan is about to respawn. We're going to be using our drum charges to be able to do it. They've now got the AC available, and one thing that I love about how 33 plays the game is he's always efficient. He doesn't want to go straight into those Boots of Bearing, even though it's a great item. He makes sure he uses every single one of the drum charges before he actually finishes up that item.
What have we here?
9 gets a glimpse of Gojira. Wondergods as well is going to scout out C Smile. They're starting to TP into the lane. Gojira coils on cooldown. Rest of the team will not be nearby to be able to capitalize on that opportunity. And also C Smile is out. So nicely done. beastcoast slowing down the push. They will have a catapult they have to deal with. So this backdoor protection. Oh, no, they're just going through it. Okay, never. Jesus.
This is the level, that AC plus level 15 talent, man.
Yeah.
This is what we were always looking at. Just makes Visage such a busted hero. You could go through onto the backlines. I don't think he has a Desolator as well on Lifestealer. No, he doesn't. You love seeing this sort of aggression from Tundra. This is the one that let them top the Western European DPC League. What a great target Whisper would be if they're able to find him. They see the Firefly trail. Can't walk through it. Looks like he might be able to get away.
Oh, he's not going to BKB. Ooh. Okay. And with fire there, Mr. Whisper.
Fire.
Trying to make a
Do
pun?
you get it?
Honestly, I didn't hear the start of it. I just heard fire.
I mean, I was whispering.
Illusion.
Okay, Tundra. Couple minutes left on the Aegis. See what else I can get out of it. You notice any pun, I'll give it no time of day. Like, I'm really trying to get you to not say them anymore.
Well, too bad. This is what you got to deal with. You made your choice, now you have to live with it.
God.
Double damage.
Oof. Double damage coming through.
BKB in the backpack as well.
Yeah.
Oof. Eater. Almost Abyssal Blade.
He's going to reveal the fact that he's got that DD onto him, though, with this outpost being taken by him. So, might cause a little bit more of a defensive response to come out from Gojira. Means he'll be abandoning that one little bastion of information that they have on the map with that high ground. Their observer ward next to the river just ended up expiring, so yeah, might be retreating all the way back onto into their base, excuse me.
Do have a freshly completed Aghanim Scepter, however, on the Ember. CEO is able to utilize this to get the backline. Gojira is going to be able to find the toss. A drag back with the lasso as well is going to be so far away from any reinforcements. But can they even get the kill to Skeeter?
In the familiar.
Oh, beautifully done. 33 brings the familiars in to try and protect Skeeter. Another call is going to hold them together. Skeeter still not continuing to right click. So Beast Coast, they're going to charge on forward to get the first life. Can they stick around for round 2 though as K1? The battle trance changes its direction, dealing with Sark's support. But K1's going to be in trouble for the moment. Will attempt to TP out. They need a bash and they won't find it. K1's out of danger. See, Smile's going to be in trouble. However, Sarksa with the buyback gets in range, holds him down with the Dragon Tail and a Tundra. Considering about walking up the high ground, they will respect Beast Coast in their buybacks though.
They'll protect their high ground, more importantly. It costs them a couple of buybacks there out of Gojira as well as Stinger, but I feel like you're generally okay with that.
Sarksa? Another
Off with
toss.
the Avalanche, but
The rest of Tundra, they moved away from Sarksa's location, so 90 seconds without the Dragon Knight.
Whisper doesn't have the lasso, so you're not going to be able to get this. He's going into the
They're
refresher,
smoking up.
though.
They want to jump. Just avoid the life stealer. Deal with everyone else. This hero, incredibly difficult to kill. And they see they won't even have an opportunity to make that attempt.
Still, though, high ground defended, getting into the refresher orb, coming through shortly for Whisper, so that is going to give them some more of that outplay potential, which would be fantastic.
They're going back in on Whisper.
Cool.
Got the Nimbus as well, but Whisper is chilling. Lasso's up in a couple seconds if Radiant can connect.
So is Dream Coil,
Whisper's
though.
gonna stalk, but they've... Yeah, Knight dropping the Dream Coil. Stinger's nearby. Medic Pugner at the ready. The rest of Beast Coast as well, beelining to bottom.
That's his BKB.
K1's going to be in with the combination. Battle Trance as well, stacking up the right click. Skeeter, though, should be able to reposition. See, Smiles back alive as well, so the Ember will look to TP into the outpost. 9 has to be a bit cautious here, Chains. Silence going to be able to prevent Gojira from finding the combo. They get the last little tick of the Avalanche. Oh, no. 9 hung around for a little bit too long, and see, Smile off the back of the respawn gave them that first control they needed to get rid of the puck.
The Whisper, oh, look at him here now. He's making sure not to reveal himself on the lane. He wants this refresher orb to be an unknown coming through here. They would have seen previously that he had a couple of those perseverances available, but it's going to be very important that they try and keep going for this surprise factor.
That's such an awesome itemization pickup from Whisper, because it felt like with how far behind they were, Lifesteal is just going to siege the higher ground, and the play from Beast Coast would have been like a toss back into lasso, into double lasso, into the fountain. Like, we saw how far previously they could get the lifesteal under the T4 towers. Well, imagine an extra lasso onto that. So that's just those little things where people are... You have to think about your only win condition you can really find, and that would have been that high ground defense from Beast Coast.
Yeah, for sure. I have to wonder that what's coming next. Yeah, it's Lotus Orbs or Lincoln's coming through, and it looks like Saksa is going into that Lotus for not only himself and his, again, frontline beefability, but just to be able to toss it onto whatever target Batrider's going for.
It might jump Sarksa. You're not going to start with the blink on cooldown.
Yeah,
Have some breathing room.
He's purchased that Lincoln's for himself. Remove the Abyssal Blade from the quick buy. That's obviously coming next, but he's like, I don't want that to happen again. We've set ourselves up so well with the early game that we don't want to throw it away just off of a poor high ground siege where we get isolated and found out on our own.
Again, a lot of stakes here for this series. Tundra currently at the bottom of the groups, and Beast Coast, well, they're tied second place. Really both these teams needing some victories. Tundra need whatever victory they can get in their remaining games, and Beast Coast, of course, there's an opportunity for them to move into the upper bracket, stay in the lower bracket, or even be eliminated if that's the case. So a lot on the line here in day 4 of the groups.
Do you ever look into the players and like their real names and see if that like matches up with what you think of them? Like, do I seem like a map to you, or do you think I'm a little bit different? Because one of the players in this game has a very interesting real name.
Which player in particular is that?
9. His real name is Leon Kurillin, and he looks kind of like Krillin from Dragon Ball Z, and now he's playing the puck, so it's like he's throwing Destructo discs whenever he uses the illusory orb. Oh, look at that surprise factor.
Gojira, the rest of the team won't be able to capitalize as Tundra's on the higher ground. There's going to be no response from them. They should know that's a dieback as well. How can they hold this now 4v5 on Beast Coast?
I mean, they're not worried about any kind of tossback anymore.
A defensive BKB usage out from Whisper.
Just a little late.
The coil's going to hold the back. That's a level 25 coil as well, so Whisper's not going to get much distance. Refresher pop, second BKB. They need the lasso target. They need to hold someone down inside the base. They won't have the capability, though. It's Tundra. Retreat back to the high jump at Beast Coast, chasing them down. Pursuing Tundra back towards the outpost as Whisper's in trouble, though. I'll deal with the Batrider, but they haven't addressed K1 on the Troll Warlord. Does he want to man fight the lifesteal, or does he want to go for the Visage instead? Operation get rid of 33, and now target down Skeeter on the lifesteal. The Halberd.
No.
That's the issue. They don't have a way to be able to right-click afterwards. So it does look like Nine, along with Skeeter, will escape.
Doesn't look like the Familiars will be as lucky. That was really good kiting around coming from both teams, honestly. They might not have seen that the Lincolns was used onto the Dragon Knight just after.
K1?
Oh.
K1, you got no boys nearby, brother. Oh, not like this. K1, no buyback as well. Oh.
This is about knowing your opponent's personality, right? You know that K1 loves to farm. Where is he going to be? In the area that he feels that he's safe right now. In the area that isn't being sieged. That tower, just one hit away. So it's just getting lulled into a false sense of security, unfortunately.
Gojira's on a ward mid lane as well. Should be another pick-off they're going to be able to find on Tundra. Both these heroes without buyback, that's a 60-second window.
They're going for more.
Hunting.
Skeeter and Nine are just doing so much on this map, and well, Whisper, he needs to make sure that he does get that Timeless Relic for himself. Such a great tool to be able to pull people further back into the base, but he bought back previously, and he didn't actually have too much impact out of that buyback. All of the kills that came basically would have been there even without his influence, so the fact that Tundra had to expend a few bodies doesn't hurt them all that much. Right now, only the mid laners having the buyback for both teams. And Roshan's respawn, the first one to find that information is Tundra. Also got the 3 Familiars now for 33. Fitting. You know he doesn't work at Valve. They're immune to 3s.
33 coming out. In, how many years you reckon?
3.
3 years of Gaben. 3 Gabens.
I hope
3
it's
generations.
eternal years of Gaben.
Okay. Well,
when's my next team sale? I need to spend more money.
This tower's got 10 health. Do we believe in C-Smile? He bought out for the refresher, so he doesn't have a buyback. Got a crap load of remnants to work with. But can this Ember create some chaos in the fights to pull Beast Coast somehow back in this game?
I have faith in the C-Smile Ember. When I think of Embers these days, I think like Western Europe, it's Boom. In SEA, fittingly, it's Yopaj from Boom. And yeah, probably C-Smile when it comes to South America. So we'll see if he's able to get a lot of those flashy plays coming off. All the while, that Stormcraft is going to be ticking too.
The siege is not going to be easy from Tundra at all. 9, well, I should start with this. Beast Coast are again going to look for that lasso play into the high ground kind of siege, which will be the lifesteal, and that's when 9 needs to come into play. The level 25 in the coil, being able to pierce that magic immunity means that the Batrider won't be able to drag them too far back in the base. We saw that prior. That was the answer to Whisper's jump and his initiation, so 9 has to be ready to defend the lifesteal when Skeeter feels like it's time to go high ground.
They're just going to grow their net worth lead. Look at how Tundra are playing this map. All the lanes are heavily pushed in. Previously it was Snaking just dealing with them, but now that they're there, he can just sit on back. Like, you don't really do that much damage by being too far closer to the team fight. All he wants is that Nimbus and Thunder Gods, and you've done a lot. So yeah, they're just going to continue to scale. Win probability is going to grow even further. It's already at 3%.
See, call's gonna be as well from K1. Do you think he should buy out for this Basher? Because it does seem he's having a bit of control issues. Or is his buyback more important here for the troll?
I think buyback's always more important when it comes to a base siege. Maybe it's a little bit different considering you've got a Tiny and a Bat that are able to reposition, pull you back inside the base and punish some throws, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be too much of a factor. The thing Tundra are waiting for right now is what 33 just picked up. That's silent as the grave. He really wants to use that invis, get it onto the backlines, fly through invisibility, find the Tiny, find the Bat Rider, see if you can pick them off to start the
Smoke
fight.
out. They're going to see 9. He's got the Aeon Disc. A beautiful timing in the phase shift as well. He's actually going to win him into the middle.
Oh,
The
Seasmar
coil, there's
snapped
going to
it.
be 4. Meanwhile, actually to the right side. They've lost K1. He's got a buyback to work with, though, so instantly going to look to rejoin. Meanwhile, though, with the backline,
Seasmar.
Ember, chain controlled, and he doesn't have an opportunity to use the second round of the BKB. And now Tundra, this is an incredible window to end this game.
Sometimes it's just a little bit of luck as well. He was stunned immediately when he came right in there. Just got hit by that unlucky
go.
bash, and this
They get
might
the
be
toss
it, though.
back. They need the last strip of the coil. That's what they were looking for, to hold them in place. But still, the damage coming up from K1. It'll deal. Oh, they haven't actually got the
still
kill
inside?
yet. He infested out of socks, and no way.
That's game.
They don't even get skied. Oh, Tundra, this is what we're expecting out of them from the major. And an incredible game 1 performance puts them 1-0 up in our second best of 2.
They'll be able to claim it, and yeah, I said before the series, they need to win out every single game just to make sure that they get that small possibility of a victory. And if this is the Tundra that we're going to see today, maybe they just need a little bit of warming up. Maybe the jet lag was getting to them, even though obviously not too far of a flight from Europe, but still maybe even snaking, realizing that he does have the hope of some of the American faithful on his back. But it was a great performance all around, and yeah, impressive performance.
Yeah, that it was coming out of Tundra, and we saw it was looking, though, a little bit rocky early on. They gave a lot of farm over to Wisp-Up. Skeeter, though, as well, I think very impressive with how he was able to catch back up and have some impact in the game. Of course, the Midas continuing to reign supreme. I'm sure, Daniel, you're not too happy about that. Could have this Midas meta coming back, who knows?
On the Lifestealer, it's fine. I'm fine with it.
Without a doubt. I mean, he needed to catch back up, and we're just waiting. Maybe later down the line here of the Arlington Major, we could see the multiple Midases picked up. Maybe 5 Midases, not mess around with 1 Midas on the Lifesteal or a position 1. Let's really go down. Well, we saw Beast Coast yesterday. We had multiple games where they were going a couple of Midases, but regardless, a really, really good performance coming out from Tundra. It's really every game now is much needed victory for them.
Yeah, I think Beast Coast, there were just a couple of those early team fights that didn't go their way on the back of some good individual plays coming from Saxa in particular. Like, you look at the scoreline, you think, oh, he had a terrible game, 0, 12, and 25, but he was that body. He was the information that really gave them the flexibility to be able to come back into this game and enable their greedy, like, 5 core setup. Let's say it's 4, like Snaking and Saxa were 1 combined, but you're always going to be able to overwhelm the other team if that's the case. Bat Rider falls off except in those high ground situations. So does the Pugner to a lesser extent once you've got those BKBs available on the team. And yeah, well played by Tundra. Let's see if they're able to keep it up in game number 2.
Yeah, that really is the ultimate question. If they can continue with this momentum heading into the second game and replicate an incredible game 1 performance. But all our questions will be answered after the break.
Hello, this is Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing Dota 2. Double. Killing spree. spree. Double kill. Killing spree. Double kill.